Hey y'all, Taname Kimen, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 85 of Gegege no Kitarou, and I gotta say, this one was actually way more epic than I was expecting because pretty much the premise is about this group of individuals trying to awaken this yoga called the Rabochi, but the thing is, I kind of like how this episode does a great job of establishing that they're actually doing it for Norihyoin, and that's what makes this episode epic because not only does Kitarou have to deal with the dangerous potential threat, it also helps give you much more characterization for Norihyoin, and it increases his threat level because not only did he almost utilize the Doryoboshi to cause a lot of damage in an attempt to try to take over Japan, well, quote unquote, he says that it wasn't for that purpose, it was for yokai to reclaim more glory. But I digress. I liked elements like that because we haven't seen, we have seen Norihyoin quite a bit in some of the episodes, but this is the first time we've seen him actually do something in such an epic scale. Where if we would have pulled this plan off, shit would have been really, really dang serious. And that's what I really like about this episode because it's like, damn. Because as a person who's watching Gegege no Kitarou for the first, well, I couldn't say first time because this is the 85th episode, but as a viewer who's witnessing Norihyoin in his evil glory for like the first few times, this definitely felt like a nice coming out party for him. I gotta give it that much because it's dang. This episode was so grand in scale because this episode pretty much involves Kitarou pretty much going around trying to stop the gathering of the Doryobochi parts, utilizing the information from this man called Karakura, who's essentially a guy who researches yokai, but who was ostracized from his peers because they kind of thought he was a bit cuckoo, even though we all know he wasn't. So then eventually Karakura tells Kitarou, oh no, there's no way Doryobochi can be used for evil. But then parts ways in, they realize that provided if someone gathers all the Doryobochi parts, the one who can gather them together will be able to control the will of the Doryobochi. And when you see Karakura come to that realization, you start to see him cry. That kind of gave the episode an epic emotional touch in a way. Because it does a great job of establishing sympathy for Karakura because you see him in a flashback as a kid, having all these positive thoughts about Karakura. Not Karakura. You see Karakura have all these positive thoughts about Doryobochi, how he feels that they always looked over there where he lived in and all that kind of jazz. Then you see him like when he's older trying to like convince people about things relating to yokai topics, and to see him get rejected, it kind of makes you feel for the man, you know? At least for me, every single time I see a character down their luck in Gegege no Kitarou, I always feel sympathy for them. Unless it's Ratman and Ratman's trying to scam someone, then I don't feel sympathy for him. But save for that, well actually I guess I kind of did feel sympathy for him in that one episode where it felt like he had a shot at getting married, but then at the end he wasn't. I felt sorry for him there. Okay, I guess I gotta give it props to that. And I gotta give him props for also preventing the potential war in the final Treasonous General arc episode, or when he motivated Kitarou in the Nashi arc. And actually, yeah, Ratman has been having a lot of great moments lately. But y'all know what I mean. When a character's down in the dumps like that, it makes you want to root for them, and this is no exception. And that's why I thought this episode had a nice emotional link, because it set it up towards a situation where Kitarou and Karakura, they're the only ones left to try to tackle the Doryobochi, and eventually Kitarou has to take on Norihyoin's his little red henchman, and I like how it demonstrates that. And I like this about the series so far. Every single time we see Norihon involved, all of his henchmen, they ain't no bitches. They can all fight because the henchman in this episode tanks a needle hair attack and tanks the spirit hair Chinchankovist punch attack like nothing. I was like, shit. And he was even giving Taro some punches. I was like, dang, yo. So I like that because it was a great way to have a situation where Kitarou has to collaborate with a human in this episode, because you see, when Kitarou's eating himself as bait, you see Kitarou Kura jump up and he hits the brain of the Dariobachi, and the situation's resolved, but in like a sad way, because he pretty much had to take down the yokai that he always appreciated since he was younger. And he ends off with Resolve saying that despite this situation, he still believes that humans and yokai can coexist. And I like the way the episode ends off on that note. It felt really, really dang cool. And that's why I thought this episode did from the story standpoint. Because for one, it established Norihon as a bigger level threat when you see the power levels of his henchmen. And two, this is the first time you could feel legitimate fear. At least I feel legitimate fear from what he was trying to do, because when they established the Durabachi's strength level, when it only has 7 out of the 8 parts, which was it was able to tank missile attacks, it just whipped away a helicopter completely. It crushed people, and during all this, I was like, yo, you can tell stuff's getting serious. And he was just all laughing. It really gives him like a certain edge where it's like, okay, now you can really truly feel that he means business. Because in the other episodes, we see Norihon do things beyond the scenes, utilize explosives, but this is the first time where one of the things he tried to do had epic ramifications, and if Kitarou and Karakura couldn't have taken care of it, then Japan and the Gegege no Kitarou setting would have been in some deep shit. So that's what I really liked about this episode. And that's how I thought the writing was good. And aside from the script really being really nice, and with the emotional ending with Karakura pretty much believing that there'll be a day where yokai and humans can coexist someday, I liked it from the character standpoint, because with Karakura, he had some character development. He started out being a bit idealistic about thinking that everything's going to be fine, but then near the end, he develops as an individual, because he sees that not every situation is going to be resolved, and at times you are going to have to get your hands dirty to get things done, like when he took out the brain of the Dariobachi, and he felt sad about it. Like he felt the weight on his shoulders, and I kind of like that type of stuff there when a character grows in the span of a singular episode, where reality actually hits him. So I like that. You see more of Norihon's sinister side, because not only does it reaffirm that he wants yokai to reclaim more glory, you can see his mindset when he's just evilly laughing as the Dariobachi is just causing destruction and mayhem. It's just really sickening, and I guess I kind of like that. It makes him feel really potent, even though he's not directly causing the mayhem, but he's pretty much orchestrating it. And on top of that, the animation art was pretty good, I gotta say. I really appreciated it. And aside from that, the action was pretty nice in a few instances. It wasn't the best Gegege no Kitarou action sequences, but the action sequences still looked pretty good, regardless. And that's why, taking all these factors into consideration, I'm going to rate this episode a 10 out of 10. Honestly thought it did a great job at establishing stakes. I felt it established the plot because we got to see more of Norihon. And on top of that, it was a thoroughly engaging episode from start to finish. So anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on Gegege no Kitarou episode 85. Be sure to comment your thoughts on how you felt about my review in the comments section below. Rate the video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great and safe day. Bye-bye.